fixed lights, so let's vibe instead. What we gonna talk about today? Inspiration or dreams per se. Let it all on art is what I say. Thank you for letting us in your day.
What's going on, everybody? This is another, I guess, episode rendition of Creative in a Car. Yeah, so if y'all remember my last episode, I just went in to get Publix. And now, I guess what? I am done with Publix. It's like, what? But no, the biggest thing I just realized, and I'm gonna hop on the mic whenever I feel inclined, is, bro, no two Publix are made the same. And before you go like, bro, what does it have to do with creativity? We will get there. But first, I gotta just tell y'all what I just saw. All right. So for many who don't know, if you happen to live in the Northeast, or that's probably the only place where I explain Publix. Publix is I wouldn't say it's a pretty mid to high level grocery store chain. They have really good chicken, as I'm chewing on it right now. The thing about Publix is that no two Publixes are made the same, right? And granted, here in Florida, Miami, Publix is king. I used to live in Atlanta, and Atlanta had, Publix was not king. Publix was, many different options. We had Kroger there, and Kroger is really running the market in Atlanta, hands down. But Publix is all there is down here in Florida. Now again, para tratar atención, por favor, no Publix is made the same. And the reason why, and I say no Publix is made the same, is because there's a Publix, I'm coming from work late today. I'm in Publix, bruh, and I go to the deli section. Now, every Publix is known for their pub subs. They pub subs be going stupid. And so I go to the pub subs, but I know when the pub subs, I'm gonna go see that chicken. And this particular Publix, they got a totally different selection than the Publix next to my house. The Publix next to my house is where the bougie meets the hood. So we have a conglomerate near my house where it's like gentrification, new construction, super rich people, super poor people, all come to the same place to get the same groceries. So it's a different types of stuff going on, and it's a smaller one. This seems like it's a premier Publix. They had a security guard, they had people on both sides, there's multiple doors, and you walk in and they got this whole thing of BOGO stuff that they just let you know off the top. BOGO, buy one, get one free. If you want it, come and get it. Boom. And then they have the rest of the sections of stuff. I really did appreciate that, because I was like, dang, look, they know I ain't trying to come in here and try to spend all this money. Boom. And so I did not go to the spot. Now I go into the back, and then lo and behold, on the Publix thing, they go, hey, look, buy one, get one free. Tenders. I was like, oh yeah, we finna grub tonight. God is looking out. And then I also realized, like, this Publix has onion rings, shrimp, mac and cheese bites, different types of flavors of wings. Not just, not made to order, just like in the hot bar. Now, granted, it's about 9:30 right now. Publix closed at 10. The other Publix, there would be nothing on the hot bar. Everything would be dry. It'll be the same generic chicken. Now, they had all different types of wings, chickens. And then I went over to, the cold deli. That's where you can really see what's really going on. They had croquetas. They had onion rings. They had potato wedges. They had shrimp. They had mac and cheese plus the chicken tenders, or mac and cheese plus the chicken popcorn chicken. Plus, I was like, I don't know what to call it. I'm gonna call it bougetto. Bougie plus ghetto. My bougetto placed Publix does not offer all of these different things. And so how does this tie into creativity? How does the bougetto Publix compare to The nice Publix, what's it got to do with creativity? It's real simple. Are you a creative that when people come and see you, they understand that they're getting the best, they're getting treated well, they're getting catered to? Or are you a creative that says, people are eventually going to need a graphic. They're eventually going to need a photo. They're eventually going to need a song. And while all of this is true, even though you might be a creative, you might be a Publix, we don't gotta come to you. The person don't gotta come to you to produce whatever creative medium that it is. So if your creative process is painful, you're hard to get along with, you don't always clarify your deals, you're hard to invoice, those type of things, you don't turn in stuff online or ahead of, you're really bad with communication, you go ghost. The thought process that we have a privilege to produce creativity as an art form to work. We understand colors, music, tones, things that move the human soul. And you're taking it for granted by being lazy. And let me not say lazy. Maybe it might be ignorant. Maybe it be a lack of knowledge. Maybe you don't know how to do it. But there's a certain way that you have to be able to do it. You want for people to come visit you and be like, yeah, this creative is different from the last creative. This particular Publix is better than the other Publixes because of all the different ways that they make it known that this Publix is not for the employees. This Publix is for the people who come in there. Now, granted, they all have a slogan. And granted, all those creators have basically a slogan. Input money here, export creative project here. Or input type of idea here, we'll give you type of consultation here. There's a whole different ways and slews about how we communicate what it is to be a creative. But the biggest thing that we have to understand is it's a privilege to create. And as a privilege to create, we got to understand that every client should be coming towards us and feeling like they got a really good service, a really good deal, a really good experience with us. And then you nail down what it is that you do. You don't have to be an all-size-fits-all Publix. For example, back in Atlanta, my mom goes to a Publix that's got ramen. Like ramen with the egg and the noodle and the chopsticks. And I was like, what? Here, down in Florida, Miami, we don't got no, at least, let me put it like this. I haven't ran into a Publix that's got ramen. Why does that Publix have some ramen? Well, in Atlanta, there is a healthy East Asian population. And as a result, they have East Asian dishes, such as ramen. That makes sense. Here in Miami, they have croquetas. They got papas fritas. They got, they have a thing called mojo, which is a dish. They have stuff catered towards the Latin American, Central American people. They have their staple dishes, chicken. That's where I came there for, which was chicken. But they have the other stuff catered to their people. You don't gotta be a one-size-fits-all. Some people try to be a one-size-fits-all thing, and that's dangerous right now. Because we already have a one-size-fits-all threat called artificial intelligence. And it's really, depending on how you look at it, might not be a threat, which I'll talk about at a different time. My brain ain't trying to go there. What we're going to talk about right now is simply the fact that if you try to be a one-size-fits-all thing, you won't get deep enough into your language to really offer value to someone, to offer someone something unique, something beautiful about the experience. There's some of us creatives out here, and y'all know who y'all are, because y'all have such a pleasant idea. People want to collaborate with you. You have to turn people away. People just want to pay to hear your opinion about what they should do. because they believe that you speak the language so well that you're the consultant and you're a fact. And the way in which you speak is not an opinion, but it's creative fact. That's the type of creatives I want us all to have. You know what I mean? Like, the starving artist needs to be a starving idea. We should not be starving as creators. Everything that, let me not say everything, 90% of things have something to do with some type of artistic or creative input. Lights are red. I'm driving, I'm creative in the car. Lights are red. There's a reason why they're red and not blue. Someone who knows colors can tell you and explain why different types of colors have different types of emotions. It's called color theory. Red is normally a bright color that stands out and gets people's attention. It's also, ironically, the color used that helps induce calm things. So it's an attention getter, and ironically, it's also something that if you use red light to go to sleep, it makes it calmer and smoother. Who would have thought? The irony of the artistic nature of colors. But that's the difference between knowing the language of light and knowing the language of colors and paint. See, totally different languages. You see where I'm going with this? Well, I didn't really do a good point with that, but you see what I'm saying is when you understand and learn your language, like those Publixes did, you're able to cater to the right people and become the right type of creator for the right groups of people. Maybe if I put I would have to look this up and ask someone from Publix, but the forgettable Publix that's near my house, there might be a reason why they don't do all of that, because it never really profited them, and they're also aware of the combination of the bougie and the ghetto, and it makes more sense to cater to neither nor, and so you have a generic experience, where this one has a pretty good understanding of their target market, where the kids that live around them, the people that live around them, and who they're going to attract. And mind you, like here in Miami, there's a Publix every 3 or 4 blocks. There's a stretch on the street called US 1 where there's a Publix on 140th, 168th, 130th, 136th, 140th, 200, and they're all on the same road. But each Publix speaks to a different demographic. So that's another thing. Just because I create music, you create music, does not mean that we have to fight over the same clients. Contrary to popular belief, if you are a creative that likes creating stuff and is rather good at it, there's more than enough people out there for you. You just, again, can't be a generic person and be really, really hard or painful to work with. If you're pleasant to work with, guess what? People don't have a problem parting with their money to get you onto part of their team. If you bring value to their team, if you know what your bread and butter is as a creative, the better you know yourself, the better you know what skills you bring to the table, and the better you know how to value what it is that you're doing. That way you don't have to be the end all be all to different things. I had like an acquaintance, she was super good at like scrapbook digital art and designed the scrapbook digital art for multiple different high-end musical artists. And then she got to a point where she was able to license that type of art, not even license that type of art out, but create it for multiple different people and was signed for NDAs to do stuff with like Janae Aiko and all these other type of people. She's super dope. But she's also a pleasure to work with. The diva artist days are, I'm not gonna say that they're over, but if people find you a headache to work with, people will pay more to not deal with that headache. Yes, even in a recession, people want to know that when I pay this person, it won't be a headache and I'll be able to get my stuff done in order to move forward with my goals and my plans and my visions. People value that. People are tracking where their dollars are going now. And if their dollar is going towards a headache, they ain't gonna pay you. They'll pay someone else who will be easier to work with. It can be easier to guarantee a result. So I'm not really sure what the theme of this lesson is as I chew on this nugget. It's a good nugget. Shout out to Publix. But I will say this. It's a really good nugget. I got it. The thing about us as creatives is that it's not the myth of competition. It's not that. The myth of it's a myth of scarcity. It's not that. There's more than enough work to go around. And all those people aren't running from you. Maybe you're not a pleasure to work with. Maybe you're not as good as you think you are. You know what I mean? Or maybe your skill level isn't better than what you advertise it to be. All of that is okay. And none of those are death sentences. You can improve your attitude. You can improve your business acumen. You can improve your skill set. All those things can be done. But all those things are no longer luxuries. Those are things that are required for you to continue to speak the language as an artist. So I say this to encourage you to get better, to do some deep reflection, and to move past that level so you don't be a generic Publix that people rather not go to, or they try to go up to out of necessity because they don't have to. They could choose someone else. Be the type of creative that people enjoy working with, that produces good work and knows themselves thoroughly. And then once you become that good of a creative, guess what? You can always count on people wanting to work with you, work for you, or find ways to work with you. That's all it is. It's like, again, we all speak a creative language. Double down, get better, improve, and become a better person. Become distinct. Like the Publix, with the croquetas, the potato wedges, and all of that. Be memorable, be remarkable like them in everything that you do, whether it be from invoicing, email, interaction, onboarding process, quotes, you name it. Be distinct. Don't be the jack of all trades. And be a better creative. Remember, we all speak a different language. I don't have a good sign-off yet, but when I do, I will have one. You guys take care and keep creating. God bless.
Creative in the car, my blinker blinking, windows cracked, thoughts just drifting, life's on green, but this light's on red. Traffic's light, so let's vibe instead.
You were just riding with Zenith, the artist in motion. If this episode sparks something, subscribe, share, or send it to a creative who needs this fire. Remember, they only win when we stop creating. So keep your lens up, your brush sharp, your soul in tune. Until next time, God bless you. Keep creating.
Hey, creative crew, you can now listen to Creative in the Car on your favorite platforms. Tap in with Zenith for a ride through the real creative journey, filled with insight, laughter, wisdom, and fuel for your artistic grind. Now streaming on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review. It means more than you know. Thank you for supporting art, purpose, and the power of creativity. Until next time.
My blinker blinking, windows cracked, thoughts just drifting, life's on green, but this light's on red.